Hi. So this is my week 5 final video journal. And this week we actually learned a lot about diabetes and what it was as a disease, how it affects the body, and we had to take a survey as to, our susceptibility to the disorder and document the results and answer a few questions. So here are mine. First, I took the survey. It was 10 questions, and out of the 10 questions, I actually had to answer yes to 6 of them. It was partially surprising because I actually have a lot of diabetics in my family, so I tried to do things, to avoid ending up in that situation. So to see on paper that I still had a lot of the indicators was a little unnerving for me. And it is something that I will be following up with my doctor about. The next part of it was we were asked to talk about diabetes and the correlation between wellness and health. And diabetes as a disease, it makes you take a serious look at the relationship between wellness and health and how it can affect you. It can affect a lot of things, including your occupational wellness. Because having a disease like diabetes can affect the type of job that you seek, how many hours you work at a job, how well you perform at a job, how often you're even there, because you may even have days where you just can't make it. So it definitely can affect your work and affect you on an occupational level and whether or not you advance and whether or not you're even happy at a job, because you may have to take a job that you didn't necessarily want because of the limitations that diabetes may place on you and place on your body. And then that rolls into your emotional wellness. When you are forced into situations like that, or you're forced into realizations of the limitations of your body, a lot of times it can be really hard on you emotionally. It can lead to depression. You can isolate yourself and just have a defeated attitude towards things, because you may feel like, what did I do to deserve this? What did I do so wrong? And now I'm going to have this disease that I have to manage and manage closely for a really long time and possibly your entire life. And it definitely can affect your emotional state day to day. And that also leads into the obvious way that it affects you, and that's physically. Because diabetes as a whole, it can affect almost any part of your body. It can affect your heart. It can affect your mind. It can affect your motor skills and function, your mobility, your extremities, whether or not you get to keep them or not. It can affect you on so many levels, both outwardly and inwardly, physically, as far as your hormone levels or even just your physical appearance. And as far as health and wellness goes, those are all things that contribute to how well a person you feel you are. And so it definitely plays a role. And then 3 things that a person can do to reduce their risk of having diabetes are obviously maintaining a very healthy diet and making sure your body gets what it needs without overdoing it. Also, you can make sure that you stay on top of your health. Follow up with doctors and get baseline labs, and just make sure that you keep an open dialogue with your physician if you do have any family history, so that if something is wrong or has cause for concern, you're on top of it and you can deal with it accordingly. And the last is just increasing physical activity. People would be so surprised at how much of a difference just being active, can make in your health, including and with being a diabetic. The more active you are, the better you feel and the better your body can perform. And in this case, it can possibly help keep you from having to deal with a very, very serious disease. So that's it. That's all I've got on the topic. And I